Alright, welcome back to Squawking1200. Stream number 2. We're going to do a little flight sim economy. Doing a little bit of plane spotting. Got an oil rig out there. We got some people deciding a little bit risky. Building houses this close to the airport. Alright, for let's see, I think I'm make sure that the my chat's up. For 10 points for Squawking1200, what's different about this scene? What is up with this? Where did that come from? Let me give you guys a little bit of time to catch up. Hang on one second. Alright, stopped at, we're at the home of some of the world's best pizza. Proud to say it's some of the finest in the world, located here in Connecticut. But as we got into this airport, and as we're going to get into our Go Tropic caravan and make some money, this is purely a money-making trip. We're going to play the air traffic control in the background. We're not going to use air traffic control. We're just going to enjoy the sounds. We're just going to make a direct line to Boston. We're going to take the 208 caravan, and we're just going to make money. We're just going to flight sim economy this thing like crazy. So we're going to open X economy. We're going to log in, and we're going to hit the start flight button. Not this thing again. It's been a while since I've had the 208B. Hopefully that sets my flight sim economy. Alright, there we go. Excuse me one second. If you're not familiar with flight sim economy, it's a game within the... Sorry, scratch the word game. It is an add-on, an enhancement to the flight simulation. And flying with a purpose. So we are picking up 6 bridesmaids and 1 bride. We're taking these jurors to Boston, where they're going to have a night or two of, you know, bridesmaids type of stuff. They're going to get out and they're going to, you know, probably, I think the Uber limo is picking them up when we get to Boston, and they're going out for a couple nights on the town. So we are logged in and ready. Also in this scene is something a little bit unusual. So first person gets 10 fictitious points worth nothing in Squawking1200. Giving you guys some time to think about that. I'm going to have a sip of an Oktoberfest of an appropriate nature, because we are going to Boston. Hang on, this could look weird. Yeah, we're doing drinking some Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Gonna have a beer on stream, a little bit like Rush. John Fly and all the other streamers seem to be the beverage of choice, that and some bourbon. Don't happen to have any bourbon on hand, but we do have some Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. We are situated in, as I said, the home of some of the best pizza in the world, New Haven, Connecticut. in the background, we have this. You know, out of all the things that X-Plane is going to spawn in, and all the aircraft they have to pick from, we get this. Come in a little bit closer so you guys can kind of take a look here. I don't know if I can rotate this so we get a little bit better look at it. We got a P-38. Trying to see if it has. Not sure how I do just like the fly around view. There it is. All right. I was thinking it might have had the D-Day markings on it, but it does not. But we are situated in this aircraft right here, the Go Tropic Caravan. There's my younger looking self, looking fine and dapper. Do a little. This is not the new version of the Caravan. This is the X-Plane 10 version. Mostly seems to work. The flight dynamics were a little bit wonky last time I flew it. So we're going to go through. Going to start up the Caravan. These work. My throttle, I don't think it engages until the aircraft is on. The power will go to idle. We're going to flip on the batteries. Trying to remember my sequence. It's been a while. Lights are on, lights are on, lights are on. Taxi. Don't need the landing light. And I think it was just punch the starter. Why is it hopping like that? Alright, there we go. One of the things I noticed... Oh, that might be back. Alright. That's weird, because on the... I tried to do a little start earlier just to refresh my memory. I don't think I need that thing with the tickety ticks. Alright, she's all started up. So we're going to turn this off, and then where's the little hand icon? Hey, Sparky Online, welcome back to the stream. Or welcome to the stream if you weren't here earlier. It's been a while since I've found emergency power lever. Is it this one? Alright, there we go. Alright, we are doing strictly a flight sim economy run. We are going direct to Boston. We're going to take this thing as fast as we can and make some money. We have 7 bachelorettes that are eager to get on with the celebration of bachelorettes, whatever they do. Over here in the corner, though, we noticed... Let's see if I can just... Oh, rotate. Right over there, we have... a vintage World War II fighter. P-38 Lightning. Super cool. Why is this doing that? Alright. So we're situated home of the world famous Frank Pepe's Pizza and Sally's Pizza, some of the best pizza in... We're gonna go global on this and say some of the best pizza in the world. It is awesome. So we're gonna go squawking VFR 1200. We're gonna kind of disregard all the general rules of aviation. We have World Traffic 3 cranked up, so we have a lot of World Traffic 3 generated aircraft. So let's get this thing started. Last time I took the Caravan out, it was a little bit weird with the flight dynamics. So I'm going to turn down the props, lean the engine for taxi here a little bit. I don't know if you really need to lean the turboprop as much. Definitely turning down the variable speed prop. We're going to pull out of here. We're going to go left at the tower and go up to that runway. That looks awesome. Brakes are working. P-38. Makes me miss my grandfather. He was a Mitchell pilot in World War II. I may have to get the Kashim Mitchell from the org. Just do like a commemorative flight. We're going to turn off the ATIS here. Let's see. Gotta let this twin engine come in. So Sparky Online, I'm flying X-Plane 11.10. It is now the full release. In the background, the chatter that you hear is generated from Pilot to ATC. That's an air traffic control program. Alright, now that he's starting to clear, we're going to go by this guy here. He's going right for the hangar. I love it. Winds are calm tonight. See how the GPS, if the 430 is still working. We're going to go direct to Kilo Bravo Oscar Sierra. Enter.
161, line up and wait, runway 06.
Number 1 Mike Charlie, turn right on, contact ground point. Right on hotel, ground 461 Mike Charlie. On the 6 Julia Romeo, wind 3503, fly, runway heading, runway 33, clear for takeoff.
I'm using ortho photos with the default base mesh. Today the version 4 came out of the high definition mesh. I'm going with the simpler, the default mesh. Yeah, the HD mesh looks better, without a doubt. It's, you know, this is pretty good. This was better than X-Plane 10. Very close to version 3, but with this version 4, I'm sure it's not really up to like the finest standards.
Number 6 Julia Romeo, contact March.
I have not flown the Caravan in a long time. Probably flew it once. I'm guessing 3 or 4 weeks ago. And the flight dynamics seemed a little bit off. It could have been me. It could have just been, you know, versus what I'd started to get used to. I've been doing a lot of the 172 airfoil labs and the 172 with the reality expansion pack. I was doing a lot of Piper Tri-Pacer by Alabeo. That's a sweet looking aircraft for a little general aviation aircraft. And then recently I bought the Just Flight Piper Aero 3. That is a work of art. I really think it's really understated on how nice that is. Take a look on our left. Can't see a damn thing with this aircraft. Alright, let's we're going to ship up to Boston. Let's see, we're going to be, looks like we'll be headed south. We're going to make a left-hand bank here, left-hand turn. Alright, let's see, what runway is this? 32, oh, we're headed closer to north. So we're going to go right. That's set. There's a little GPS switch, if I remember right. GPS is on. Nav lights are on. Taxi lights. We'll go with the landing lights. A little visibility.
47, turn right over Charlie, crossing right.
Kind of like this view a little bit. Tiny bit lower in the seat. Prop forward. Mixture forward. So far the handling, wow, that thing just rocketed off the, see, that's weird. I don't know if I was trimmed for takeoff or not. I don't know if there's a marking for that. So I think that's why I had originally taken it out, the sensitivity, you know. Scenery looks good though, we're getting 30 frames. Climbing out pretty fast here. Not doing anything and it's just turning. I don't know if there's if I have a dampener. I'm turning one of the things on the CH Eclipse. I think I have a rudder trim. In this for about a 50-minute flight. We're going to see if we can we're going to keep this thing with the throttles up near full. Shut off some lighting. Oh, it makes me want to invest in the newer version. And I forget how much I liked this aircraft. Alright, it's been a little while since I've used this the autopilot. Let's see if I go autopilot on, nav, and altitude lock. Alright, making a nice little turn here. We're going to hit up that magenta line. Leaving the throttles up in celebration of headed to Boston. I don't know, Sparky Online, if you were here earlier. We're going to have a Sam Adams Oktoberfest en route. We're just going super casual here with this flight. We're using Ortho 4XP for scenery. I have World Traffic 3 plugged in. X-Plane Realistic, which I want to check. That would be Lua. Enable for this. Okay, it's loading. I have not used this since I've bought X-Plane Realistic. I'm gonna leave these all at the kind of at the defaults. I forgot, when you take the caravan up, you're supposed to touch the toe brakes, keep the wheels from spinning. And here we are. We are in the Go Tropic livery. Oh, good. X-Plane Realistic off. There we go. And we're almost back on course. We're gonna not wreck our caravan. But we're gonna reduce. Alright, we are now set for cruise. Check the phone, see what kind of messages we have. And nothing too exciting. So we'll just skim up on YouTube and see what the activity was, see who that is. Check. Alright, looks like Bambino Games uploaded a Flight Sim Economy number 21 using the P1900D from Kilo Whiskey Whiskey Delta to Kilo Mike Golf Whiskey. This aircraft still looks pretty good. On some oxygen for us. Just because that's working. Seems like everything is working. That first flight where I didn't like the flight dynamics. Could have been just that I was using other stuff. It wasn't used to how this was handling. I'll throw the pitot-static heat on. It's cold out. Smoking outside. Trying to find that balance of being able to hear the pilot to ATC chatter, even though we're not using pilot to ATC. Just kind of the moving map going. There's my. It's sound as loud as it can go. "35 minutes. Get you right to the gate."
Powered up on 658, visual runway 6.
Coming over the Connecticut River.
Runway 6, lined up 658.
Up to our left is Hartford. That person looks like they have some tennis courts and a track. That's probably high school. Let's see if we can start treating our aircraft a little bit better. There we go. Keep everything up in the green. Fuel flow is good. Plenty of fuel for this trip. I don't know if you leaned a turboprop. I don't know if you if that's even technically mixture on this. Just might be the idle. I don't think it's a mixture. That's not the one. The red one. Not really sure what this does. Didn't do too much. We're booking along. Hey, Bambino Games, how are ya? We're just doing a straight up flight sim economy in the 208 Caravan just to make some money. We are just going direct, ignoring all rules of aviation, just flying right to Boston. Coming from the home of the greatest pizza on earth, New Haven, Connecticut. I mentioned you in an earlier stream today as we were throwing, hurling insults outside the aircraft as we were flying over Fenway Park in Boston. Those suckers. We're gonna get them next year too. Not sure why the GPS is tracking so far off. Nope, want the nav mode. Is it something to do with the heading bug? Shouldn't add this. Not exactly sure why.
Hotel point 9,
I was glad to see you got your ortho scenery corrected. We might want to end this flight a little closer to dark. We may advance the time. we get a little closer to Boston. Be a little bit more fun to have the lights come on. You guys probably get a little bit more of an enjoyment of seeing me sweat. Must be a tile load right there. Kind of a big hesitation. Alright, seems to be back. I dropped down most of the settings to 1 notch, but then I think I turned the anti-aliasing back up. Now I turned the texture quality back up. So that's kind of the settings that we're flying at. The little shake that you're seeing might be from X-Plane Realistic. It might be the engine vibration, which I think I'm really liking on this aircraft. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. One thing about this Caravan, you can make a ton of money here in Flight Sim Economy with it. In a 45, we'll just say 45-minute flight, we're going to make $4 grand, is what I think it came out to be. Let's take a look. Yeah, 7 passengers, so we're not even full. So if we just go 2, subtract some handling fees out of that, like $4 grand. It's gonna be nice. Hey, Bambino, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Just doing some FS Economy, just going direct from New Haven to Boston, taking 7 passengers and some pizza. Well, the pizza part I just kind of threw in there, but last time I took the Caravan out, I thought it felt a little bit weird. That's right, New Haven pizza. Some Sally's and some Peppies. Oh, it's all good. This aircraft smells awesome.
That is 2017, turn right at hotel, contact ground clear. 533, turn right heading 0905, runway 6.
So yeah, a little bit earlier in some of the chat we were, this is the X-Plane, this is the older version. And last time I tried it, I was a little bit like, oh man, it just felt crazy different than what I kind of remembered flying it at, because I flew this one a lot to make most of my economy money. But that could have been in relationship to how much I was flying the Cessna and other aircraft. So we'll see on landing how it feels again, like the flight dynamics. It's a fun aircraft to fly. Holds quite a bit of people. I got 7 in here now. I think you can get 13. Yeah, 530 would be nice. But we were just zipping along, but the GPS, I guess we're tracking the line pretty close. Not quite halfway there. So for about a 45-minute flight, we'll take home around $4 grand. How's the new mesh working out? Yeah, this is the actually the Go Tropic livery too. So you know when you're talking about the being in the Bahamas, this is yeah, that's the livery you'll want. Yeah, good. I'm glad it's working well. I figured out I was not getting overlay in Seattle. I kept getting that stupid failure to sniff error. And I could not figure out why, because I know I was pointed to the right folder, the overlay folder, the global scenery overlay folder. But when in your global scenery folder you have the demo area, and this is where the Seattle Earth Nav data resides. So once I pointed the overlay folder to here, everything was back to normal and fine. So if anybody's having trouble with Seattle not generating overlays, it's because the Earth Nav data is not in the global scenery, it is in the X-Plane 11 Demos area scenery. A little bit maddening. Lots of moving parts. Oh, just got a text from my friend. He's a big Pokemon Go player, and I'm a minor in Pokemon Go. He's at level 37. I'm just about to crack level 31. He just informed me that the next generation of Pokemon have been released. Oh boy, I might have to get out there and scoop up some Pokemon later. I know, aviation and Pokemon, nothing to do with each other. So I don't know, I might have to start flying this some more. You know, really bank up my X economy. You know, I was hovering around 200 grand, then I bought that Piper Tri-Pacer. And if I really want to buy a somewhat serious piece of equipment, like a Caravan, what were they, 700,000? I'm gonna have to make a lot more flights at $4,000 or $5,000 each. Have the old flight plan still set up into pilot to ATC and clear that out. Wow, we are moving pretty fast. It's awesome. 22 minutes. 147 in the ground speed. I don't know, we'll be able to. GPS is really like it just sets the bar the time to beat.
Northeastern 580, Bradley Tower, today, 186.
And then 186, Northeastern 580.
There we go. Moving on up. Hey, Granddad John, welcome to the channel. Sparky Online, thanks for coming by. Granddad John, we're just in the Cessna 208 Caravan, just doing a direct flight from the pizza capital of the world, New Haven, Connecticut, to the American League perpetual second place losers, the Boston Red Sox. Probably shouldn't say that until after I land. Curse myself. Sometimes I've recognized some landmarks. See, yeah, that's what a lot of people think. A lot of people think New York, but it's not. Hey, Mega Mass, welcome back. Yeah, I don't know if I want to finance one. Then that makes me committed to making sure I play. It's almost, and I do play. I mean, so it's kind of the same. Do I have 20% down? Yeah, almost. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure if I would finance one. Yeah, I don't think I would finance one. I think I would just stick it out and just wait until I could afford to buy one. I'm kind of in no rush, and the you know, the fees of renting this thing aren't gonna, you know, by the time I save up, or by the time the number of flights that I make versus maintenance versus just renting one, for the little bit of loss in rental fees, fuel, gate fees, and stuff like that. It's a lot of flights, up to 700,000. Probably have to do the math. But let's see, mass. What would that be? I just took 700,000, divided it by, we'll just say we average 5,000 a flight. I have to do 140 flights. Let's see. That's a lot of flights. Yeah, no, it's always good. Yeah, no, I always think giving people as much information as possible is a good thing. No, so definitely thanks. So when I started up in New Haven, there was a P-38 Lightning on the tarmac. I don't know if that's a World Traffic 3 thing. Yeah, 140,000 down. That would put me right at the edge of what I have now. I'm at like 130, I think. Take a look at that. I'm at 125. Plus I have those little, you know, monthly maintenance fees for the 2 other aircraft that I own. I think this is like 5,000 a month. Actually, you wouldn't have to pay that if you leased it or financed it, would you? Yeah, lease I wouldn't have to pay that, but if I financed it, I probably would have to pay those. Because then I would sort of be the owner. Yeah, no, I'll pass on that information for now. And then I'll just file that back in the back of my mind, that financing is available.
We got 47 traffic.
takeoff of runway 6 heading 095, clear wing 161.
Alright, see, last time I did runway 33 right. I think this aircraft requires a little bit longer distance than that short one. I think I might just take it in direct to like, is that 4 left or 4 right? I probably played... the first aircraft I bought was a 172. Probably 4 or 5 months. Then it had, you know, 130 grand or whatever, whatever the price was. Then I kept doing a lot of, you know, using the Caravan, doing a lot of, you know, pretty good dollar volume flights. So then I was saved up around 200 and something grand. Then I bought the Tri-Pacer, and that put me back down to the level that I'm at now, around 100 grand. I was trying to keep a cushion in the bank just to make sure I didn't get, if I decided for some reason not to play economy, I wouldn't get my aircraft repossessed. I had, you know, I'd have enough in the bank for like 3 or 4 month hiatus if I got sick of it. Alright, that's just crap on the monitor. I thought that was my shadow down there for a second, but that's just a spot of dirt on my monitor. Drives me crazy. Where's my cleaning cloth? It's probably in the other room. Yeah, if you're going to ship an aircraft, it's a... Yeah, I haven't had to do that, but that's a big process. Yeah, I guess it's the, you know, trying to keep it, I guess, somewhat on the reel, the delay, you know, 2 days to ship, 2 days to process. And you're right, in-flight sim economy, it should be just done pretty quickly. There was another kid that I met, he was like a younger kid, he was just sort of starting, and he was ferrying aircraft, and he was making money. But once he stopped ferrying aircraft, he couldn't figure out how to make money in flight sim economy. I think I seeded him like 10 grand. I'm like, here, till you get going. I belong to Air Squirrel, and then the Keystone Aviation. That's fun. That one belonged to Heathen God, I think is his screen name. Flying in Idaho and Oregon, basically bushcraft. M. Palau, how are you? Welcome to the chat. Just doing a quick flight sim economy run this afternoon. Flying the Caravan, the first version, you know, not the updated for X-Plane 11. Everything does seem to work. Earlier I thought it seemed like it had like a flight dynamic problem, but I think it was just because I'd flown so many small aircraft. I'd forgotten how it felt. Just noticed that I was way up past the green line. Oh, what I'm using for chat, I'm using Chatty. Chatty. It was recommended by a friend of mine. He's IPD, EYYPD, and he does mostly Rocket League, and he does that new hunting game. And so he actually puts his chat on an iPad when he's on the Xbox. So there's some iPad chat app that you can get to, so you can get it off your screen and onto like an iPad. I did not ask him what that was. I did not want to buy an iPad. Scenery load as we enter the Bravo here apparently. back to 30. Yeah, Bambino, do you, are you viewing your chat through the Twitch?
And Tower, good morning, 790, visual 6.
790, Bradley,
The last 6 is 798.
Yeah, what happened, there was a thing where I think some aircraft had spare fuels and drop tanks, but I think people were really gaming and cheating the system. That's where they really tightened up on like your fuel burn capacities and stuff like that. And that's why they limit. I can find Chatty link was like GitHub Chatty or something like that. It's this first, yeah, this first one. I just grabbed it here. Copy. And pasta Chatty. Yeah, it's when you type in Chatty, it's the first one that comes up, chatty.github.io. The one thing that that I didn't realize is you can actually take out your Twitch chat. You can actually separate those, and they pop out in different windows. So you can actually pop out your chat window, which it's under the little toolbar. Yeah, it's under the toolbars, the little cog. Let me see if I can do it. Chat. Yeah. Alright, I'll show you. So under Twitch, you can go pop out, and here it is. It pops it out. So now you can kind of have your chat in its own small screen. Because I was trying to figure out how to maximize real estate, and then I saw this came up on someone else's. It was on like on a YouTube, you know, using Twitch, whatever I was happened to be viewing. So it pops out. It's cool. I'm like, huh, look at that. And how do I pop it back in now? Just close it. Yeah, so that's one of those things I'm like, oh wow, you know, these, you know, they're kind of like dynamic and editable. But with Chatty, what I did, I put a couple of like alert sounds as people come in and out. I'm trying to make sure that, you know, people that follow, that I can make sure I try to acknowledge everybody that comes in and out. Yeah, if there's something that that's aggravating people, somebody finds a way around it. So it's like if it's bothering you, somebody's probably already found a solution to it. I looked up that and I downloaded the Benny overlay. I did not get a chance to experiment with it though. It looks really good. That's a great tip.
798, turn right at hotel.
Try to refine a little bit of
Hotel, I've got a ramp
how the stream looks.
798.
533, Bradley ground, push back your discretion, back runway 6.
I can throw the landing lights on. Right there. Yeah. So let's see, we'll knock off this autopilot. I'm gonna pull some throttle here. Dive bomb a little airspeed here. Or a little, drop some altitude. Gonna try to hit 4 left or 4 right.
Okay, aircraft.
That's gonna be my target. Excuse me 1 second. Alright. Oh, that beer's tasting really good as it warms up a tiny bit. Yeah, that's really good. Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Still a few little hesitations with the scenery loading with this.
Tower Delta 658, visual runway 6.
Correction, Delta 658, Brad, runway 6, clear to land.
Runway 6, clear line, Delta 658.
I don't think I'm going to make the runway. I'm going to have to do, maybe we'll make left traffic. I just used the built-in ones. There's like a bing and a bong and a ding and a, you can probably move Chatty over. I don't know, can I move Chatty in front of my screen here? Yeah. So I went under main, under settings, and it's under notifications. And then as a user joined, I just added, I think I just hit plus. And just use like the sound settings. You know, I think I kind of joke around that I should have like Wayne's World, like We're Not Worthy, like Worshippers or something like that. When you do something goofy and fun like that. Hey, yeah, and, yeah, practice that cold and dark. That'll be fun. And, I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch any more streams tonight. I gotta go, the kids and I are going to go watch one of their girlfriends play soccer tonight, some indoor soccer. Oh, there's somebody up above us there. Taking the runway down there. Let's see if I go up past this little peninsula and bang a left here. That should set me up on a nice short final. I forget what the first notch of flaps is on this. I don't think I had to wait for the white arc. I think it was like 130. Oh boy. Let me wait. Hey McMass, thanks for coming by. first notch of flaps in. Low balloon. Alright, that's good. Control that. I believe it does. It has yeah, right here for the flight plans. I think it does. I think because it worked kind of independently of the sims, it just plugs in. But you could definitely say, I think it's admin at pilot2atc.com, and it's Dave. So if that answer is not readily available on their website, he'll know in a second because he did it. Right, this aircraft likes to land a little bit faster. That was like a slow, lazy turn. There we go, there's the runway. Let's see, how many notches of flaps was that? Can I even see my flaps? I can't. Let's see, that looks like we are in 2. Then we'll wait. I don't know, feels pretty good, feels pretty stable right now. So I may start flying this a bit more. It could have been one of those times where the preferences were screwed up too. Because yeah, no, it's actually handling like I remember it handling. Frames. Still a pretty sizable drop right here. A little high. Raise that nose up a tiny bit. Yeah, no, I love the general aviation myself too, and that's why I think I haven't been watching as much other people fly, because of so many tube liners. I like Bambino's stream because he's doing it all in VR. Field made. That thing ballooned like crazy. Alright, landing a little bit long all of a sudden. Down there.
533, runway 6 on the point.
I'm right runway 6, number 533.
Amen. Round out. Round out. Round out. Flare, flare, flare. Pull the flare. Flare. Stay with me. Ah, good landing. Not bad. Hey, welcome to the chat. When I was flying this a lot, I actually had a reverser put into it. I don't know.
2017, turn right.
Yeah, the reverser's not in. Let this thing bleed off some speed. We'll kick these guys out.
Turn right heading 0905, runway 6, clear for takeoff.
Alright, 095, clear takeoff runway 6, JetBlue 533.
wasn't too bad of a landing. Just seems like it doesn't want to slow down. When I pull down the prop to where it seemingly starts to slow down, that's when it just starts to die.
533, contact approach today.
I must have like full braking into it. Raise up the flaps. There we go. And drop these guys off. World Traffic 3 is not hard to set up, but it's a little bit weird because some of the airports don't have taxiways built into them. So it was not an important thing at one point for the developers. So there's quite a few actually that don't have proper taxi patterns. So it can't generate accurate traffic, I guess is the issue. Like here in Boston, let me show you the map, the radar. So that's everybody that's flying around me currently within my 40-mile draw radius. Out to 80 miles, this is all the aircraft that's world traffic is controlling, so it's controlling a lot. So some of the airports, it seems to work really well. I think like if you go to CYYZ in Toronto, all the traffic patterns are there. If you go to Charles de Gaulle, all the taxiways are there. It does take a long time at those big airports. Like I'm talking like 40 minutes to generate all the gates and traffic. So if you go to like one of the big airports and you want to run a lot of planes, don't be surprised if it takes 30-40 minutes for world traffic to generate all the taxi paths. There's a lot of ways that those planes, I guess, get around. So it takes a long time. Some of the other I'll run through some of the interface. Let me just close out my economy here. Cash register noise, cha-ching. All right. And then parking assignments is a whole nother thing. So like you can edit the parking assignments. So you can put in like gate A10. You can tell it exactly what type of aircraft you want. And then you can modify and test all the ground routes. I have not gotten into it that crazy. So what I do, I usually just go to flight setup. Going from here to here. It does have an air traffic control component to it, but I haven't used that because I'm using pilot to ATC. The maximum number of flights to generate, it recommends this being at max. Traffic density, when it's at 100, there is a noticeable drop off in frames. And so, setting it down in hair seems to be manageable. I leave these on all auto. I've cranked these up. They can go on auto, but it doesn't seem to add that many general aviation flights. Like I think through like artificial intelligence, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of general aviation flights in Boston. But if you want to see general aviation flights, it's a good way to override it. Then you hit create flights, and then down here it's going to generate 150 flights for all these settings for how far it's going to draw them out. So that part is typically pretty quick. And then generate ground routes, and the screen will flicker. It'll go on, off. World Traffic 3 doesn't, but if I was using, if I had put pilot to ATC and I was using, I went uncontrolled that one. I just went for money. But when you land with pilot to ATC, if you land on the right runway, like if we just landed on runway 4 left, and it would tell us to contact, tell tower when we're off the runway. So we'd say, clear of runway 4 left. Then the tower would tell you to contact ground. So then we would flip over to ground after we got past the hold short line. Then you contact ground, and then ground would give me taxi instructions to where I want to park. Those taxi instructions, where's my say it feature? So in the say it speech assistant, you can request taxi, and then these are the places you can ask it to go. So if you're in a jet airliner, you can say whatever, American Airlines 1027, request taxi to the gate. Or typically I say, November 212 Bravo, request taxi to general aviation ramp. Not all airports have general aviation ramps, so pilot to ATC is like, no, we don't have that here. So then usually I just say, just go to refueling or to the gate. That it seems to understand. So that's another one of those little nuances of going, it's not letting me go to general aviation ramp. And also making sure you use the word request taxi to gate to general aviation makes a big difference. It's sometimes you say taxi to the gate, doesn't get it. Request taxi to general aviation, then it knows. Like right now, if I said 212 Bravo ready to taxi, I don't know if it'll hear me because the radios are off. But if we flip radio on, batteries on, get on the active frequency for ground. I don't know if I have the Boston frequency for ground. Let me see if I disconnect and reconnect. The hardest thing it's not hard to set up, but you do need, I think, FSUIPC, because it runs sort of independently on one thing. That kind of gives you the push-to-talk frequency. Oh, no, the family's here a little bit earlier than I thought, so I'm going to have to run. If you want, next time I stream, maybe sometime tomorrow, I can do a little bit questions and answers of pilot to ATC. Maybe I can pull up the manual, refresh my memory on if anything was really difficult. And I don't think it was too much.
Boston General Edward Lawrence Logan INTL Information Lima 1100 Zulu weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Alright,
so cool. Kids are here. I'm going to run. Going to get ready for some dinner. Okay, so if you already have that connected,
Altimeter 2992.
I think it was really just a matter of making sure Pilot to ATC knew your IP address so that you could do the push-to-talk thing. That's my older son.
Hello.
Hey.
Twitch.tv/StormWarrior12.
Yeah, he's pumping up his own stream.
Yeah. We'll be live in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Thanks everybody that came by. Thanks Bambino. Thanks Jean-Michel Sanscaler, the Sizer, M. Paul, Lal, and thank you Megamass72. This is Squawking1200, and I'll catch you guys at another time. See ya.